Thank you so much, Roman. A very sobering and yet hopeful activity to do for all of us to start us in our work. So thank you for that. I found it quite emotional as well. I appreciate you prompting us in that, Roman. And I just want to give a note to Clodagh Harris on our expert advisory group, who's the one that suggested that the book and Roman actually might be a great place for us to start our work. So thank you for that, Clodagh. Roman is kindly staying with us for the weekend. So I hope that you'll get to meet him and chat with him over the coming 2 days and maybe interrogate him on what exactly we might be able to do in this space. So thank you, Roman. Now, to follow on, and I hope nicely from that, there is a Children and Young People's Assembly on Biodiversity Loss happening in tandem with our National Citizens' Assembly. And they will be working over the autumn as well, and we will bring them in November to hear what their recommendations are before we begin to vote on our own. So just to introduce us to them and to their work, we're just going to have a short video from their last session working together.
Many children and young people in Ireland are calling for urgent action to protect the natural environment. Across the world, biodiversity loss is affecting children's rights to grow up in healthy, safe and clean environments. It's exciting that a Citizens' Assembly on biodiversity loss is taking place in Ireland, as it's also very important that decisions being made about biodiversity loss involve under 18s. There's going to be a Children and Young People's Assembly on biodiversity loss.
Hi, I'm Jessie and I'm one of the youth advisors helping to create the Assembly on biodiversity loss for Ireland.
With a team of biodiversity, deliberative democracy and children's rights experts. The youngest member of our team is 8 years old and the oldest is 60. We've been working together online and in person to make sure the Assembly will be a really fun and interesting experience for the Assembly members. So, how's our Assembly going to work? 35 Assembly members aged 7 to 17 have been randomly selected from across Ireland, making sure it fairly represents the diversity of children and young people in Ireland. Assembly members will spend 2 weekends together in October, one in County Wicklow and the other in County Kerry, to learn about biodiversity and create calls to action for decision makers in Ireland.
It's really important that the Assembly includes children and young people from all sorts of backgrounds, because diversity is the key to this process. It's also really important that young people deliver these arguments, because we are the future.
I think it's important children and young people like us can have our say, because we don't usually get to be involved in things that adults do, and we have lots of interesting things to say.
We'd love to share what we discover and create in our Children and Young People's Assembly with you, as you also come up with your recommendations. We'd love to hear your views and ideas too.
Thanks for listening. We hope to hear from you soon.
So that's the Children's and Young People's Citizens' Assembly, and we look forward to having them in November and hearing what their work has come up with as well. And I just want to apologise to Jenny, because I forgot your name earlier on the steering group. So Jenny, Sheila, Dan, Louise, Rory and Anka are all on your steering group, so please do find them later and give them your feedback. So after our talk and after looking at the video there, we're going to have a brief roundtable discussion, and during all roundtable discussions, the members of the advisory group will be around the room, the speakers will also be on hand, but you will have a Q&A afterwards that you can direct questions towards after the roundtable discussion. If it's okay with you, I might sit quietly in a couple of tables as well, just to get a sense of the discussions that are happening. I won't interject, but just to be there so I can have a knowledge of what's happening in the room as well. So we're going to take 20 minutes now for you to discuss what you've heard already, kind of prompting our sessions, and we'll come back to you in about 20 minutes. Thank you.